We're back. The defender making the save of the night.
To watch that absolutely rifle in.
That screamer, losing my voice.
So special. The second goal was far too easy.
Bring that meat feast back and stick some chilli sauce on it. This looks tasty.
Yeah, I do think we got away with it, to be honest.
We just haven't got it over the line.
One of our greatest chances we've had in many years. I wouldn't swap anything for it.
The feeling at that final whistle, wow.
I don't think I'll ever celebrate a goal quite like that again.
Sheffield Wednesday are back in the Championship!
This is Football Forum Live.
With Joseph Hadfield, Callum Cheswick and Ben Collins.
Good evening. 3 wins from 3, third in the league. Couldn't be going much better for Hallam FC, could it? Well, apart from that FA Cup exit to Hallam. Craig Denton's side are without their first choice keeper from that 5-2 loss in Manchester, but they've got ex-Ambers captain Ricky Paler on their books, and icon Aaron Wilson just one away from a century of Hallam goals. Meanwhile, Handsworth had a false start to their season, 2 defeats in League and Cup, but have since recovered with 2 2-0 victories. New managers at the helm, including one of Denton's right-hand men, and a refreshed side after a double swoop of the stars from Maltby Main's Cup runners-up last campaign. It's the first Steel City derby of the season then. Handsworth against Hallam is exclusive here on Football Forum Live. Kick-off at 7:45. Our Chesterfield pundit Ben Collins will be our expert summariser here at the Express Worktops Stadium. Alongside me for the commentary and with the team news, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, cheers, Heathers. Good evening, everybody. So, Handsworth, no changes for them. It's Dylan Parkin in goal, followed by number 2, Tom Cropper, number 3, Craig Nelthorpe, 4, Sam Fuchs, number 5, Henry Khan, number 6, Owen Hay, number 7, Alfie Dodsworth, number 8, Masai Arbuin, number 9, Kieran Wells, number 10, Harry Wood, number 11, their captain, Mitch Dunn. On the bench for them is Craig Mitchell, number 12, number 13, Brandon Bagley, number 14, Luis Alfonso Ferreira, 15, Michael Trench, and number 16 is Aaron Moxham. Hallam, they make one change. It's outgoing former Wednesday man Daniel Pudil, and then in comes Nicole Di Girolamo. So for Hallam, it's Peter Laurie in goal, followed by the number 2, Jack Brownell, number 3, Robbie Start, number 4, Brad Beatson, number 5, Nico Di Girolamo, number 6, Brandon Bradbury, number 8, Richard Patterson, their captain, number 9, Scott Rutherford, number 10, Aaron Wilson, number 14, Oliver Fearon, number 19, Kieran Watson. On the bench for them is Adam Blakely, who's the number 7, number 11, Callum Ward, number 15, Jamie Austin, number 16, Daniel Pudil, and number 17, Ricky Paler.
So it's Derby Day. Do the spoils go to Sheffield 9 or 10? Well, you'll find out here. Also tonight, Blades can't see the wood from the trees right at the last. Wednesday experimenting, a white flag was required against the Lillywhites maybe. And we look ahead to the weekend's action as the Owls take on Aaron Ramsey FC, quite literally this time, so impartiality, that won't be very easy.
On Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music and on your smart speaker.
Alexa, play Football Forum.
Discussing the latest from Leppings Lane to the street of Shoreham, this is Football Forum. So thank you very much indeed for your company. Welcome along to the Express Worktops Stadium. Full build-up, Handsworth against Hallam on the way very shortly. Let's start with a look back at last Friday night's Premier League action. Sheffield Wednesday away, Sheffield United away at Nottingham Forest. Ben Collins.
Yeah, 2 defeats in 2 for Sheffield United and 2 losses by a single goal. Can you say that? Because I can't. Sorry, Hadfield.
It's all right. Taiwo Awoniyi
opened the scoring inside the 3 minutes, with United taking 20 minutes to get into the game. A rocket of an equaliser on the half volley from new signing Gusto Harmer. Equalised for the Blades on the 50th minute, and United thought they got a point. Chris Wood got the winner in the 89th minute. United 19th in the Premier League with no points yet.
Thanks very much, Ben. So, Ches, coming to you then. You were there at the City Ground last night as we get deafened by the PA. We're at a new ground and it's still deafening us. That goal, Gustavo Aimer, unbelievable.
Yeah, really good strike, and I think United started off that second half in the same vein that they finished the first, which was on top. Obviously, really poor start by the Blades. Again, another goal conceded from a cross and from the left-hand side. But yeah, positive signs all over the pitch. I thought Sousa was strong, and obviously, like you said, that goal from Harmer. But not just the goal, but I think his overall play was positive to say the least. But yeah, that was some way to mark your debut for Sheffield United.
And it's the impact of those new signings, because obviously Hamer was one of those that, and we'll have to agree over the next few weeks on this programme whether it's Hamer or Harmer, we're not sure. But the impact of those new signings that have come in for Sheffield United, we're hearing that Cameron Archer could become a Sheffield United player in the not too distant future as well. But this is some hope for Sheffield United fans, and was shown more in the Nottingham Forest defeat. Okay, it was a defeat, it was only a single goal defeat, but the new signings are really paying off at Sheffield United.
Yeah, well, firstly, I have it on good authority, it's Harmer.
Harmer, right.
But you never know, it could be Aimer. We'll find out and clarify. But yeah, it's as you said, Hadders, I think the new signings have only really got to benefit Sheffield United. I mean, if you look at that bench, both against Crystal Palace and against Nottingham Forest, there's a lot of young lads on there, and all right, there are a fair few injuries that the Blades do have to contend with right now, but there is still weak points in that side. I mean, there's still not been a replacement for Hallam and Njai, nor has there been a replacement for James McAtee. So obviously they're two positions that will hopefully be dealt with come the end of the window. Maybe one or two more luxuries should the funds be available to Sheffield United. But I think overall we did see the positive signs, especially comparing it to the game against Crystal Palace, where we didn't really trouble the Eagles much, I'd probably say, whereas Forest, we did give them a stern test, and United can only improve with more additions and more time with that to gel under Paul Eckingbottom's tutelage.
And it must have been a bit of a sucker punch for United to equalise in such a manner, obviously going behind really early on, and then conceding the second against Forest right at the death. I mean, they'd cleared so many, but ultimately it was one cross too many.
Yeah, and it's a real shame as well, because I think obviously crosses into the box is, you'd have to say, it's Ahmed Odsich and Egan's and Robinson's meat and drink, and to be honest with you, for me, the blame lies for the second goal with Egan. I don't know what he was doing in terms of trying to defend his box and defend his man with Wood. He just tried to put him off, get in front, however you want to call it, but ultimately it was a free header for Wood in the end once it had gone past Egan. So I think that has to be resolved rather quickly. I think people know that the left-hand side of United's defence is the weakest part, especially when you compare it to Bollock and Ahmed Odsich on that right-hand side. But Robinson started the season well. I just think Egan has probably started the season slowly. But as you say, I think crosses they should be easier to be dealt with, in my opinion, is how good that back three is for United in dealing with them in the past. It's a surprise.
Yeah, and let's talk a bit about the fact that Sheffield United now, as Ben mentioned, it's 2 defeats from 2. Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest, and you look at those 2 games and you think, when the team was when the fixture list was announced back in June and July, you'd look at those first 2 and you think, right, we could do with getting at least a point against these 2, preferably 3. And ultimately, United are still pointless. Okay, they've had better starts than the likes of Wolves and Everton, and Everton, Sheffield United play in a few weeks' time. But no points from 2 games. It's not the best start for Sheffield United.
No, not at all. And I think obviously the longer you go without points in any league, it can only do more damage than it can positive. But I think that the thing that United, especially with the players and the staff, they have to kind of take form and the results out of this and realise that we weren't at full strength. That's not their fault. Against Palace, the performance wasn't the best. I think they admit that, but they were also poorly equipped to deal with that game, as we saw with the players coming on off the bench. And while there was improvements against Forest, there's still a long way to go from a a side that can be competitive to stay up, and it's like I've just said, Alice, I think come the end of the window, that's when United obviously will have to be at the strongest, because you can't improve and recruit until January, and I think it's then, once there's no points, like sooner rather than later, after then that's when I think it can become a concern. For me, it can only have positivity throughout the side with how well they performed against Forest.
Well, we shall see. Sheffield United, as Ben mentioned, still yet to get off the mark in the Premier League. More on Sheffield United later on here on Football Forum Live. But for now, that wraps up Sheffield United.
Your home for United and Wednesday. This is Football Forum Live.
Football Forum Live here on your preferred podcast provider. Much appreciating your company. Handsworth against Hallam, that is coming up in the not too distant future, just 10 minutes away from kick-off. Now we'll bring you full commentary very shortly. United's done its over to Sheffield Wednesday first. 2 league defeats from 2 back in the Championship. Preston the visitors to Hillsborough. Callum, Cheswick.
Yep, once, twice, 3 times a loser in the Championship for Wednesday. Liam Lindsay got the only goal of the game in the 49th minute with a bullet header, and Wednesday they sit bottom of the Sky Bet Championship, the only side in the division without a point, and it's the first time the Owls have lost their opening 3 league games since 2007 years ago.
Thanks very much, Ches. Now counting down to kick-off, and we'll be turning our attention to this Northern Counties Eastern League Premier Division clash in a couple of moments' time. First up, it is time for this.
Covering the birthplace of the beautiful game. The local roundup with Joseph Hadfield. Rotherham United.
Thank you very much. We'll start with the Millers. Only 1 game for them on this week's local roundup. A defeat away at Sunderland. And Hakeem Odoffin, he's been scoring goals as of late for Rotherham United. He opened the scoring on 20 minutes. Joe Bellingham, yes, Jude's brother, also getting a summer move, and he got himself a brace, scoring pretty much straight after Odoffin in the 22nd, and then adding a second in the 52nd minute. The Millers trying to get back into it and ultimately falling short. The Millers 22nd in the Championship, just above Sheffield Wednesday, but they do have that 1 point from 3 games.
Barnsley.
The Reds, 1 game for them as well, and another defeat on this week's local roundup, that coming at home to Oxford United, and it started pretty miserably for the Reds. Cameron Brannigan opening the scoring in the 8th minute from the penalty spot. Jordan Williams stuck one in his own net on 54. Devante Cole gave a lifeline in the 71st minute, but ultimately to no avail. Tyler Goodrum in the 88th minute sealing the victory for Oxford United. Barnsley, after that 7-0 thumping on the opening day, they've kind of fell to pieces as of late. They sit 10th in League One, 4 points from their opening 4 games.
Doncaster Rovers.
Rovers, 1 game for them as well in League Two, and they fell to Notts County, one of the Football League returnees from last season's National League. Macaulay Langstaff, he was brilliant last season, and he's at it again this season. 2 goals for him at the Eco Power, opening the scoring in the 28th, and then got 1 straight after the start of the second half in the 46th. Jody Jones, he made it 3-0 on 54. Deji Satona, one of the Rovers' newest signings in the summer, he got 1 back on 90 minutes. Rovers, they are second bottom in League Two, 91st out of the 92. 1 point for them from their opening 4 games.
Chesterfield.
And the Spyrites will come to Ben very shortly. A 1-1 draw for them at home to Oldham Athletic was on the telly. Ash Palmer opening the scoring on the hour mark. And the Spyrites, they thought they'd won it. Chesney thought they'd won it, but ultimately to no avail. James Norwood, signed from Barnsley last month. He equalised in the 95th minute to leave the Spyrites, their 100% record to the season, over and done with. 3rd in the National League, 10 points from the opening 4 games.
With the latest from the NCEL.
This is Football Forum Live.
as the teams come out very shortly. So quickly, Ben Collins, our Chesterfield reporter, what did you make to the Spireites game against Oldham?
I mean, to be honest, it was a fairly positive game. I feel like attacking, going forward, we were spot on. We couldn't fault them really. We could have put a few more goals past them to secure the game, but ultimately it comes down to getting that final goal, doesn't it?
It does indeed, but 10 points from the opening 4 games, not 100% record, but you've got to be optimistic with the start that the Spireites have made to life in the National League this season.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I'm really positive by the new signings we brought in. They've been doing wonders for the club, especially Tyler in net. He's been absolute wonders. It's just a shame about our defence, really. That's the only thing that I feel like Paul Cook needs to sort out before the transfer window closes.
Well, we shall see. Plenty more to come from Ben. That is this week's local roundup. We're going to turn our attention now to our live commentary here at the Express Worktops Stadium. More to come from Ben and from Callum throughout the first half, and obviously we'll turn our attention to the weekend's games between Sheffield United and Manchester City, Chesterfield away at Altrincham, and Sheffield Wednesday down at Cardiff City. That is all to come very shortly as we continue to get attacked by various flying insects this evening. A yellow and black box right in front of us can't be a good sign. Let's run over these teams very quickly before the teams do emerge. Callum, Cheswick, as you mentioned in the intro, one change for Hallam, unchanged side for Handsworth. And obviously the last commentary we did, we saw a few of these players in action. Who do you think is going to have a key impact on today's game?
I don't think you can look much further than Aaron Wilson for Hallam. Obviously they're third in the table, 3 wins from 3 in the league. And coming back to a side where he had a spell out last season, and obviously it didn't work out for him in his couple of moves away from Hallam last season. He's come back to the club that served him so well in the past, and he's really picked up from where he's left off. Aaron Wilson, he's a really tricky player, and obviously know a lot about him. Loves to play on the shoulder, really tricky feet, really quick, really hard for a defender to try and deal with against his pace and trickiness. I'm sure he'll provide some form of entertainment at some point tonight.
And Ben Collins, who do you think from Handsworth is going to have the key aspect tonight? As he looks over the team sheet.
But I have to go with Alfie Dodsworth.
Alfie Dodsworth,
Alfie
the number
Dodsworth.
7. Yeah, one league goal so far for him this campaign came on the opening day at home to Garforth, and actually I think there is some relation to the former manager Jason Dodsworth. But obviously, Ben, you were at the cup final between Emily and Maltby back in there. You've seen some of these players. For example, we look at Dylan Parkin, the Handsworth keeper. He was in the net for Maltby. And it's fair to say that his cup final didn't go particularly well, but he's not done too badly since joining Handsworth.
No, I mean,
they must have seen something good in him.
Yeah. I mean, except from the one little mistake that he made throughout the game, which ultimately led for a goal, it were pretty good for Maltby. So hopefully he's picked himself up after the final, and so far I think he's going pretty well for Handsworth.
Well, we shall see. That's the voice of Ben Collins, our Chesterfield pundit. The teams are in the tunnel. It is the Ambers against the Countrymen as the teams emerge. It is Handsworth, the home side, in their traditional home strip of the amber shirts with the black trim, the black shorts and the black socks. Hallam, the visitors from Sheffield 10, in their traditional home strip of all dark blue. Our referee this evening is Ben Brighton. He comes from the West Riding Football Association, assisted by Josh Seven of the Sheffield and Hallamshire FA, and Daniel Kilburn, also from the West Riding. Before we do get underway with the commentary, Callum, Cheswick, Nico De Girolamo, I'd got it on my notes and I was told very reliably he was serving the last match of his suspension tonight. I'm incorrectly informed because he's back in central defence.
Well, you can never trust one source, Adders. First thing in journalism, always make sure you've got it double checked.
It's the only source.
But yeah, he's going to go right to the heart of that defence, and obviously he's replacing a very experienced professional in Daniel Pewdill. So, but obviously you've got to look at Craig Denton. He knows these players better than anyone, and obviously trusts Di Girolamo to go and make an impact from the start for Hallam this evening.
He does indeed. Hugo Warhurst, he is serving the second of his 2-match suspension, getting sent off in the FA Cup replay at Earlham. Before we do get underway, let's have a full recap of the team news with Callum Cheswick.
Yep, so Handsworth in goal for them is Dylan Parkin, followed by the number 2, Tom Cropper, number 3, Craig Nelthorpe, number 4, Sam Fuchs, number 5, Henry Kahn, number 6, Owen Haig, number 7, Alfie Dodsworth, number 8, Masai Arbuin, number 9, Kieran Wells, number 10, Harry Wood, and number 11, their captain, Mitch Dunn. For Hallam, they line up with Peter Lowry in goal, the number 2, Jack Brownell, number 3, Robbie Starr, number 4, Brad Beats, and number 5, Nico Di Girolamo, the number 6, Brandon Bradbury, number 8, and their captain, Richard Patterson, number 9, Scott Ruthen, number 10, Aaron Wilson, number 14, Oliver Fearon, and the number 19, Kieran Watson.
Thank you very much, Callum. The team just going through the coin toss at the moment. It is a beautiful evening here in Darnall or in Handsworth. I don't really know in terms of where the border is, but it's either Darnall or Handsworth or near Handsworth Hill, one of the above.
I'd say this is Handsworth.
This is Handsworth. Yeah. Well, it must be. The teams are after the coin toss. The teams will change ends in this first half, so Handsworth will be playing towards the. You see, the problem is I have no idea what these stands are called. So it's the railway end. That's very very aptly placed signage behind the goal there on my right hand side. So it will be Hallam to get us underway. Handsworth playing in this first half from left to right. As we mentioned, the Ambers in their amber and black, Hallam in the all blue. The referee just checking everything is okay. I tried this referee malarkey back in the summer.
Oh, have you been getting on with it actually?
Absolutely horrendously. Not even touched it since.
Oh, brilliant.
So that's par for the course. I'll stick to the commentary. Ben Brighton is our big match referee this evening. And we are off and underway here at the Express Worktops Stadium. Hallam playing from right to left as we are looking at it in this first half. It is Handsworth against Hallam in the Northern Counties Eastern League Premier Division here on Football Forum Live. And thank you for your company. It's Joseph Hadfield alongside Callum Cheswick and Ben Collins. You'll be hearing from them throughout the game. Handsworth with the throw then. On this gloriously slightly warm evening, I must say. Handsworth have it on this right-hand side. This is Dodsworth. A lot expected of him. Dodsworth over onto this far-hand side. Nelthorpe. Nelthorpe losing out, and Hallam have possession back here as the ball across field. That looks for the number 10 of Aaron Wilson. Familiar face amongst Hallam fans. Wilson tackling Arbuin here. Wilson seems to have won it, and he does, and it will be a Handsworth free kick as taken quickly. Here's Dodsworth. Played down towards Wells. One goal for him so far this season. Wells inside, cleared away, only as far as Wood. Wood shaping to shoot, back to Wells. Wells shoots, and Laurie with a comfortable save. Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, decent move. I think Dodsworth was a little bit disappointed he didn't get it on the edge there, but early sight for Handsworth.
As the floodlights turn themselves on here on this this late August evening in Sheffield 9. A few early scrummages going on and tackles, but Hallam have the play over on this far-hand side. It will be a throw. It was those hand signals, do you know? Trying to remember all the different hand signals of what you got to do as a referee.
It's not that hard, that is. All it takes is a little bit of experience and a little bit of, obviously, doing it. You get used to it, to be fair. I'll
stick behind the commentary box for the time being, shall we say. Hallam with this throw on the far side. Cleared away by Handsworth. Another Hallam throw in, another couple of yards further downfield. And due to our slightly low and skew-whiff vantage position this evening, the view of that far end, the complete shutter services end, as we shall call it, is proving a little difficult. Little nudge in the back, in the box, but nothing given. And it's a Handsworth goal kick. Ben Collins.
Yeah, pretty positive stuff from both sides. Yeah.
Not much to add.
No, not much to add.
Handsworth with the ball down this far hand side. Here is Dodsworth again. It's easy to see why there's been a lot lauded about him. Very energetic. Here's Wells trying to turn it around the corner for Dodsworth. Does so. Here is Albuin. And Hallam clear away. Only as far as the big centre back. That is Hay. And Nico Di Girolamo, that is the brother, if I'm right in saying, of former Sheffield United striker Diego Di Girolamo, currently at Buxton, if I'm right in saying.
I believe so, yeah.
Handsworth throw on the far side, just in front of the dugouts. Our manager, Football Forum, has gotten used to knowing very well Craig Denton, the Hallam manager. Post-match reaction to come from him later on in the game. Nico Di Girolamo keeping the ball away, but Handsworth win it back, and it is a bit of head tennis, bit of keep ball up in the air in these early stages. Here's Ruthven. One goal for him so far this season. Dispossessed, and Handsworth turn over possession. And just as quickly as that, Hallam win possession back. Two teams beginning with H. It's a little bit difficult tonight, but we shall persevere. At what point will it become? Has he beaten the offside trap, Arbuin? He thought he had. He hadn't. Sorry, that's Mitch Dunn, the captain this evening. Mitch Dunn. Wearing shirt 11. Laurie plays downfield. Only signed a couple of weeks ago as cover for the suspended Hugo Warhurst. Here's Ruthven on this far hand side. Back as far as Brownhill. And Handsworth win possession back again, and they're advancing down the far hand side, trying to overturn play. Looking for Dodsworth again, but to no avail. And back to Laurie and Callum Cheswick. That must be quite difficult as a shove in the back from the Handsworth player. That'll give Hallam a free kick inside the centre circle. Must be difficult for Laurie to come in. Hugo Warhurst has played amazingly over the past sort of season and a bit, and for him to get suspended and have to come in, and it's a big burden on the shoulders, isn't it?
Yeah,
a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and Hugo's well revered by all the Hallam fans, and obviously I think Laurie will realise and respect that he's not going to come in and do the same as what Hugo's done as a header goes into the grasp of Parkin, but overall I think he'll know his cover, and it's only going to be for a few games, but it's still an opportunity to prove yourself at this level.
Well, he's had experience at the likes of Selby and Pickering Town, and I believe he played for Emley a few seasons ago as well. He's been around the blocks as that one leaves the ground, and I hope it's not going to hit your car in the car park, Callum Cheswick.
If it does, it'll be a good knock. It'll probably knock someone out on the 17th green on Tinsey Golf Club.
I was going to say, did you not fancy the golf this evening rather than the football? Must have been tempting, that.
It's only because I've said I'd come here tonight.
We're not even paying him a fee, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm having to pay myself.
You are indeed. No expenses spared here on Football Forum Live as Hallam win the ball back with Ruthven. Play down looking towards Fearon, but Handsworth turn possession over again, and here is Dunn on the far hand side. Now into Wood. Wood still going. He's got Dodsworth in the middle, but he turns for shoot, and that sails wide, not particularly handsome, and it will be a goal kick for Hallam. Ben Collins.
Yeah, a little bit frustrated with himself. Tried to do a little Rabona to cross it in, but went over the bar. So he's kicked the one of the signage over in the far corner.
Over on the railway end of the ground. Laurie with this goal kick then. 9 minutes played here at the Express Worktops Stadium. Football Forum Live. Handsworth against Hallam in this this Wednesday evening encounter. That was a bit of a sore one, that one. Kieran Wells. Free kick Hallam. On Bradley Beatson. So Ruthven to take this this free kick then from inside the centre circle. Played long towards the box and Parkin. Has he got it? Offside called. See, I'm getting better at these. I'm getting better at these linesman signals. Taking me a while, but I'm getting there.
See, I thought he'd be a goal kick, to be honest with you. I don't want to burst your bubble.
It's a goal, yes, and you wonder why I've not continued along the referee lineage. 150 quid that cost. Well, 170 in the end.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. And he said your signalling's absolutely awful. Anyway, Bradbury plays long, looking for that front three of Wilson, Fearon, and Watson. 9 goals in all competition. No, sorry, my maths are absolutely terrible tonight. I do apologise. As Handsworth have the ball bag. 11, I should say. 11 goals in all competitions between that front three. Close for Dunn. But throw in Hallam. Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed with that. Another really tricky player out on that left-hand side. Seeing he's tucking in at times when Handsworth have it out on this right-hand side, but full of pace, full of energy, full of tricks is Mitch Dunn. And as far as I'm aware, I know he's been here for at least the past few months, and I know he's just a really tricky customer and gone down well with the Handsworth fans.
That's Wells trying to win possession back, ultimately to no avail, and a Hallam goal kick with 13 on the clock, Ben Collins.
Yeah, that poor sign's getting a beating tonight.
What sign is it by interest?
I believe it's the Iron Wow side, but it's kind of hard to describe it without you being here, but it looks like a sandwich. Probably a burger takeaway stuff, but it's taken a hit twice so far. I'll keep track.
Well, the pre-match hot dog went down a tree, it must be said. Hallam trying to win back possession, but Handsworth have it here on this far-hand side. Running round in circles and does clear. And takes the deflection off the Hallam man, so it will be another throw into Handsworth. Early stages of the game, 15 gone here, and as we'd expect, Callum Cheswick, it is a little bit cagey so far.
Yeah, but I think Handsworth have so far been the better side. I think obviously it'll take a little bit of adjusting for Hallam to get used to playing on this, especially as we know at Hallam the pitch isn't the greatest, but obviously here it bounces different, it plays different, so it will take a little bit of getting used to, which Handsworth have to their advantage, and I think that's been evident so far.
Yeah, playing on 3G here at Handsworth. Handsworth have the modern touch of their playing facilities. Hallam have the prestige as the ball's played here on this far hand side. Ruthven trying to get towards the corner, looking to build something, but Handsworth win possession back. And that's Ruthven once more time. Handsworth throwing over on this far hand side. 17 gone here at the Express Worktops Stadium. And we have a player down over on the far hand side. I'm struggling to see because there is
it's Nelthorpe. I don't know if you
believe he's trying to tie his laces.
Yeah,
I do apologise. So Nelthorpe just giving the boots a lace. Before we get the shouts of why doesn't he just wear Velcro? Handsworth with possession then. with this throw over on the far hand side. That's Wilson, and Handsworth winning possession back, but Hallam can counter. Very cagey in this midfield battle. Hallam looking to press with Brownell. Handsworth winning possession back now. This is done over on the far hand side. He's got Dodsworth up in support. And Wells. But they're running too far, and once again, goal kick to Hallam. Callum Cheswick.
Probably should have gone to Ben there if he's keeping track of hitting that
Ben.
sign again.
Any more to add, Ben?
If we're counting ball hitting into it, we're on 3.
We're on 3. Extreme entertainment here at the Express Worktops Stadium. We'll hope it develops midway through the first half.
Carry on hitting it, we'll be expecting some payment from as a sponsorship.
We haven't had a sponsor in 4.5 years of this programme. We're not allowed one. Well. Anyway, that's by the by. Wells looking to chase this ball. He's got Beatson up against him. Beatson will win that battle, but knocks it out, and Handsworth have this throw very close to the 18-yard box. Change of thrower. Yet to see the towel come out, although I don't think that budget stretches down to the Northern Counties Eastern League sides. Dodsworth. Tricky little player trying to weave his way through the Hallam defence. Does so and will win himself, I believe, a free kick as opposed to a corner kick.
I believe you're right, Adders. Congratulations.
1 point for me. More than can be said about unpredictable. That's to come later on here on Football Forum Live. Don't worry, we've not forgot it. Ben's on the wild card. I wonder what that's going to be.
Hard to guess.
We shall see. Free kick then for Handsworth. 20 yards out, 1 man in the wall. That is Brownell. Several Handsworth players in the box. In the free kick goes. Cleared away by Bradbury. Handsworth look to counter once again. Back to Dylan Parkin in the Handsworth goal. Nelthorpe plays long, looking to catch the keeper out. Dodsworth going for it, but Laurie is well aware of the scenario and gets 2 gloves to it. 17 gone here on Football Forum Live. Handsworth 0, Hallam 0. Over on this far hand side, that is Start, and he'll look to start another possession of play. The puns are coming, gentlemen. The puns are coming.
Are they?
Played down on the far hand side, looking for Watson on the right hand wing, trying to play it across, but that's straight to the gloves of Parkin. Callum Cheswick.
I think that's
has that gone for a Corner kick for Hallam. As Callum rightly said, first of the game. And do you think this is a real chance for Hallam now? Because, as we mentioned, it's been a bit cagey so far.
Yeah, I mean, listen, so far they've not created anything from open play, but it's a chance to go and throw some bodies forward and go and attack the ball, go and attack the box.
So corner coming in for Hallam. Time of the goal! And a great goal at that! Ollie Fearon. His 6th of the season in the Northern Counties Eastern League Premier Division. A great header inside the 18-yard box, and Parkin was helpless to prevent that going in. 20 on the watch. Handsworth 0, Hallam 1.
Yeah, brilliant ball in there, and brilliantly attacked as well.
16 minutes, and it goes to our visitors, scored by number 4, Brad Beatson.
And I look like a right numpty.
Didn't want to break your heart again, Hadders, but yeah. Well, you are right. There were 4 in it.
First goal of the night, first call of the season, and it's absolutely wrong. Wonderful stuff. And I thought we played 20, we only played 16, never mind. Anyway, 1-0. The main thing is the scoreline is correct. Brad Beatson with the goal. That'll be clipped as a highlight, I can guarantee you that. Handsworth 0, Hallam 1. Oh, we could feel that.
Also call it as a chance for Hallam to go and potentially nick a goal. So, well, there you go. You've evened yourself out now.
Any loose change for cancer research, lads, please. Oh, you're not interviewing me for news at 10. Any odd coppers, please. Don't mention coppers at Rossington. Everybody runs away. Any loose change?
Football Forum Live here on your preferred podcast provider. Much appreciating your company. And ball's played in the back. Can it be 2-0? Oh, what a save! Dylan Parkin. We've seen those kind of saving heroics before. That was definitely not heroic by the Hallam striker. And it remains 1-0 to Hallam, Ben Collins.
Yeah, brilliant save by Parkin. Nice little bit of reaction to his right-hand side. Just a nice strong hand to keep that out, and then a bit of a scuffle in the box where the ball's ended up behind the goal. Pretty good from Hallam so far, though.
Definitely so. Handsworth looking to get back into this game. Dodsworth over the top. This could be Wells. Can he get there? Laurie gets a pair of safe hands to that one. I hope someone's keeping track of time, because I'm supposedly about 4 minutes in front.
Time flies when you have in front others.
Or calling goals incorrectly.
I didn't say it.
You were thinking it. Goal kick, Handsworth. God, this was so much easier when it was Emily and Maltby. Now, thanks go to both these clubs, though. This is what got us going with Football Forum Live back in late December of 2022. Not back in '63. And we swapped out George Barber for Ben Collins, so we'll leave the opinions to Ben. Throwing Handsworth on this near hand side. It's Wood trying to send it in long, and Laurie with his hands to it once again. Ball played long then from Laurie. Hallam looking to maintain this lead and increase it. Handsworth looking to get back in the game. And that's a bit of an error. It's Aaron Wilson, he wins ball back. Approaching the penalty box, it's Aaron Wilson, he'll square it. Takes a deflection. That's the captain, Richard Patterson. And Dodsworth winning the ball back here on this near hand side. Dodsworth goes long, looking for Wood. Wood will get it, he'll strike! Great effort, great save from Laurie. And that's really the sort of the first or second chance as Handsworth play it up long once again. Non-stop action here. This is done on this far hand side. Has he kept it in? He has. Plays it back. Backwards hit, then takes a tumble. The Handsworth defender. That's Patterson, sends it long, looking for that front three once again of Wilson, Fearon and Watson. And Fearon looking for it there. Bit of a clash. Referee waves play on to start. Free kick Handsworth, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, one of the Hallam players is down. I think there was a little bit of handbags over on that far side between, not sure which number is it, number 14, Fearon, and Nelthorpe. The referee and the linesman didn't think enough to to warrant giving a card or a talking to Nelthorpe, but just a couple of end-to-end little bits of moments there. I think Dunn will have been disappointed he couldn't control the ball from that final ball up the park from Parkin, but a great effort from there was a chance here for Handsworth as well.
Good block for the Hallam man, and they clear it long upfield. Booing. Free kick, Callum. The throw in. I do apologise. I'm getting the hang of it. Getting the hang of it. It's taking a while. Ben Collins.
It's been like watching a tennis match at the moment. It's just constantly balls just playing long backwards and forth from both Handsworth and Hallam. But fairly high intense game so far.
Well, let's hope the score's 40-30 then in that case. Right, 23 minutes gone here at the Express Worktops Stadium. Handsworth 0, Hallam 1. Goal by Bradley Beatson that I can correctly identify. To take you through up towards half-time, here's Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, cheers, Adders. It's the goal scorer, just pumps it long, headed away by Callum, but Ham will try and win the ball back in the Handsworth half, and it's a shot there first time by Ruthven straight into the grasp of Parkin, who goes long straight away looking for Dunn, brings it down first time this time, but put under pressure by Brownhill, cleared away, headed back into the Hallam half again by Khan. Patterson wins it back for Hallam, and it's again not back into the Handsworth half. It's really is like tennis at the moment. Brought down now on halfway by Dunn, looks to hook it down the left hand channel looking for Wells as he puts Di Girolamo under pressure, but Hallam deal with it well through Patterson, who gets the ball in the centre of the park again, drops it out to Browner, looking long for Aaron Wilson, parking off his line and proactive in dealing with that, bowls it out to his right back Cropper, with Fuchs now to Khan. Across to this right back position with Cropper again, further forward now with Harry Wood. He's placed it inside, he was looking for either Dodsworth or Wells. In the end it was between them both, and Hallam clear back all the way up with Khan. He'll go back to his goalkeeper. Sure, Hallam will be happy to let Dylan Parkin have as much of the ball as possible. The ball as far away from their goal as possible. On that far side though is Nelthorpe, now with Dunn, puts the ball in from deep. He's looking for Cropper at the back post. In the end it's gone all the way out for a Hallam goal kick. So it's going to be taken by Laurie, who's not to go far to collect the ball, but he's going to go and take it over to his far side of his 6-yard box. It's Robbie Start who's just tying his laces right now, and we will restart with Laurie from this goal kick.
Was that a pun intended?
It was indeed, as Patterson wins a flick on halfway. It's been dealt with by Nelthorpe, nodded down again by Bradbury, cleared away by Nelthorpe again, brought down by Brownhill for Hallam down the right hand side, looking for Watson, who goes down under the pressure of Nelthorpe. It's going to be a free kick for Hallam, around 20 yards inside the Handsworth half on the right hand side. Another opportunity from a set piece for Hallam to throw bodies forward. So far they got 4 in and around the edge of the 18-yard box. Looks like the number 5 Di Girolamo is going to go and join in as well. So 6 in blue to aim for. It's in. Oh, and it's another brilliant chance. I think it was headed away by a Handsworth man in the end. It was Beatson again attacking the ball. He just got a little touch onto it, and I think it was Cropper in the end who managed to get the final touch to take it over the crossbar with Dylan Parkin. But another opportunity in a second corner of the game for Hallam, and we know what happened in the last one, Adders.
We do indeed. We definitely know now, but yeah, good build-up play from Hallam, and that one's surely ended up for the 18th green.
Ball in, cleared away first time by Fuchs. It's gone for a throw in this time. Hallam looking to restart quickly, but in the end it's just going to be left for the right back Brownhill. Don't think the timekeeping will be as much as an issue in this kind of division as it is in the top 4 flights of English football. But I think we are waiting for a new ball.
New ball, please.
Yep, so that's just been knocked down the touchline there by Froggatt, and it's got to be taken quickly now as it's been dropped off to Ruthen, who looks to play it infield. Nelsop has a little bit of time to pick a position on where to clear, and in the end he only picks out the man in all blue, the only scorer, the only goal in this game. Long ball there up towards Ruthen. He's being cleared away again by Hallam. By Handsworth, but he's been put back in by Hallam. It's a save by Parker, and it's been tapped in again. And Hallam double their advantage. It's Kieran Watson at the back post. Handsworth failed to clear, and Parkin, he might have got half a hand on it. He could only direct it into the direction of Kieran Watson, and he won't have too many easier finishes this season.
Yeah, great play there from Hallam. Not completely sure who the goal scorer was of that one.
Big pressure moment then, Adders, because we both could have called one wrong.
Time 28 minutes. Scored by number 19, Kieran Ross.
You were right.
Well, I must admit, mate, I did think it was a little bit weird, because on that side there was a couple of fans who held up Watto 100,
which didn't add up, because it's Wilson that's one away from the 100.
Yes, he was as well, but who knows. But all we do know is it stands with 0. Hallam 2 is and that's hit the crossbar there straight from kick-off. It was Harry Wood, just a first time effort, and Laurie had to be switched on a little bit, as he could have easily been lobbed, but off the crossbar, and he had a hand on it anyway as it's put down the left hand side. And Hallam will pick this up with Wilson in that left half space. It's been dropped off to Bradbury. He's got play out on the right hand side. In the end he tries to thread the needle with a through ball, but it's gone all the way out for a Handsworth goal kick.
I didn't realise you could kick it straight direct from kick-off.
Ask Adders, he's done the referees course recently.
How have I become refereeing expert in the absence of George Barber?
But anyway, it's going to be Parkin with this goal kick, and while Handsworth did have the better of the early proceedings, it's Hallam who lead by 2. There's Parkin's kick, looking for Wells, who's gone down under the pressure of Patterson, who shake hands after and get on with plays. It's been knocked down the right hand side for Hallam to get on the end of, as Ruthen goes down under the pressure of the Handsworth centre half, Owen Haig. Referee on that far side, the lights are on that far side, sorry, having none of the facts that Ruthen went down. And it's going to be a Hallam throw around midway, sorry, a Handsworth throw around midway in their half. Left hand side, it's been taken by Nelthorpe. Wells looking to make a nuisance of himself in there. Wins another throw in for Handsworth as they look to try and build their way up the pitch, as referee's just blown his whistle there, not too sure what for, but anyway, plays back underway now with Mitch Dunn on this left hand side. Skips away from one, can't get past the right back Brownell for Hallam, who pumps it down the right hand side, and it's been flicked on. Here's a big chance for Hallam. It's been put inside, and it's just evaded Aaron Wilson. He's still inside the 18-yard box, stands up his man looking to try and get a half a yard of space. That's a brilliant challenge there though by Henry Khan, and now Handsworth will look to break again, this time with Dunn. Plays a little give and go with Dodsworth, but it's just evaded Dodsworth, and Ruthen loses out possession to the Handsworth skipper Dunn. Up towards Wells, drops it off to Dodsworth. Now on the right hand side he's got Wood in support. He's looking to try and make his way past Starr, looking to head to the byline and win something. It's blocked by Starr, who clears away at the first possible chance. It's been slowed down by Fuchs. Handsworth still looking to try and build an attack down this right hand side. It's with Fuchs again. looks to play it in from deep. It's over the head of Beatson, and it's been shanked out for a first Handsworth corner of the evening.
I'll tell you what wouldn't surprise me, if we'd have had one Josh Chapman here at this point, there would have been some comment by now, surely, of the pasties available.
So, fans in the way, can't see who's taking this corner. But I do know there is just 3 in Handsworth Amber to aim for, and it's gone all over the heads of all of them. It was Dodsworth who took it, and it's with Wood now on that far side. Looks to drop it off to a teammate on the byline, and it's Wood who gets it back, looks to put it in from deep, and it's been closed down well there by the number 6, Brandon Bradbury. And it's going to be another Handsworth throw. By my clock, we've just gone past the half an hour mark as Dodsworth picks it up centre of the pitch, midway inside the Hallam half. He's going to look to try and get half a yard of space on his favoured left foot. He's got Dunn for support to his right. Dunn puts it in first time, and it's over the head of the number 9, Kieran Wells, and where Dunn usually would be on that left-hand side, it was him who put the cross in, and Hallam will just clear long, and they'll reap the rewards of it as well. He's been brought down by Fearon, and he's managed to win a corner for Hallam as well, and that's how quickly you can turn defence into attack in this kind of league.
Yeah, good play from Hallam. They're really asserting their dominance on the game, and it's easy to see why they're third in the league at the moment. 2-0 up here, and looking likely that this could potentially even be a third before half time.
Yeah, but it's Ruthin gone over to take it on that right hand side. Looks like there's 5 in Hallam blue to aim for. It's been flicked away by Masai Arabu, and he's just come all the way out for a throw-in on this near side just to the left of us. Hallam so far third in the NCEL. 3 wins from 3, plus 7 goal difference, and things going well in the league so far for Hallam, as the ball's thrown down the line for Wilson by Shaw. For Starr. To start, we'll give it back to Bradbury across to the right hand side now with Patterson. He's got his teammate Brownhill, who's just been forced back to Patterson, who's going to dink it down the right hand side. It's been headed away by Nelthorpe. It's been flicked on by Dunn, and in the end it was Kieran Wells in an offside position, right in line with us. I think the linesman's got that one right, and Hallam will just be able to breathe a sigh of relief and just take stock and reset from this free kick. It's the number 5, Digirolamo, ready to punt this one forward down the right hand side. He's looking for Fearon on the right, flicked inside. Here's the goal scorer of the second, Watson. It's ended up with a shot straight at Parkin, right at the byline. Not really going to be too much of a chance for scoring there. I think it was Watson who managed to get the shot away in the end. Just a little bit of scrambling the edge of the 6-yard box, but in the end it was easy enough for the former Sheffield United youngster to deal with, and he'll boot long up towards Wells. He's lost that one in the air as Arabuin beats Bradbury in the air. Wilson goes down, but Hallam still have it on this left hand side as Bradbury skips past Arabuin to the right hand side. It's a poor pass, was trying to find out the feet of Ruthven, but again a Handsworth long ball. It's got no man to pick out. It was the opposite side of where Wells wanted it, and Hallam again are just happy to pump this one forward, and it's over the head of Nelthorpe as Mitch Dunn has to get his head onto that, as the attacking right back for Hallam, Brownhill, was coming around the back of Dunn, and in the end it's gone out for another Hallam corner in that same side where they got the first goal of the evening.
And it's quite interesting, if you notice, the fact that Hallam can transition from defence into attack really quickly. Handsworth have struggled to do that.
Ball in by Ruthven, and it's a chance. It looked like it just skimmed the post there as well. It was Di Girolamo, I think it was, got the final contact, and a ball again to the back post by Ruthven. It was attacked well by Hallam once again, and it's proven to be a real thorn in the side of Handsworth. But Hallam nearly making the most of another corner once again, and if that had been a few inches to the right, we would have been talking about 3-0 Hallam. Parker with a goal kick up towards Dodsworth. He's been beaten in the air by Stark, but it's still going to be a Handsworth throw on this near side, pretty much bang in front of us. But as you just mentioned, I think Hallam are more comfortable to play the long game. Probably wouldn't say Handsworth have as many players capable of playing that. Whereas Hallam, well accustomed and have the physical profile to deal with it there, as the goal scorer beats Dodsworth in the air. Another throw in for Handsworth as they look to try and make their way up the pitch. It's up towards Wood, looks to try and flick it round the corner as Wilson loses out to Arabuin on this right hand side. Dodsworth will put it in from deep with his left foot. Decent delivery, but it's headed away there by Di Girolamo as Fearon picks it up midway inside the Hallam half, and he'll drop it off to his right back Brownhill, and now down the right hand touchline here's Patterson, plays it into the feet of Watson. Hallam looking to make headway inside the Handsworth half, but Handsworth defend well there now. It's with Dunn on the left hand side. He's got Brownhill for company. He's just forced back into Nelthorpe, the left back with Wood now. He can't skip past his man, but Arabuin can. Nelthorpe down the left hand side. He's looking for Wells, but again no support, and he can't get on that one first as Nelthorpe. Now it's with Wood as he passes over halfway on the left hand side. Looks to switch the play out to the right hand side, and he does so, picking out Tom Cropper. As Dunn flicks it round the corner. Here's Dodsworth 25 yards out, centre of the pitch. He shoots. It's just wide. Dunn's appealing to the referee that it should have been a foul. However, I think that's a fair decision by the referee to let play continue. And Dodsworth, as we mentioned just before kick-off, is one of the key men in this Handsworth side, very nearly half the deficit for Handsworth, but just the wrong side of Peter Lorry's post. So it's going to be Lorry with this goal kick. Flicked on in the air by Bradbury, but Handsworth wants to again have it down this right hand side with Dodsworth. On the overlap there is Cropper, puts it in low. Being dealt with there by Di Girolamo. Put out into touch. Good couple of minutes here for Handsworth as they're looking to try and end the half the stronger of these two sides, and a goal would do no harm in trying to get back on level terms. So it's a decent throw in. And Wells, he has been looking for a chance like that all evening. It was a great throw-in on this right-hand side by Cropper, and Wells was unmarked on the corner of the 6-yard box, just couldn't get less of his head on it, really. The pace was already on it, just couldn't get the direction. Another big chance for Handsworth wasted.
And what do you think it is that Handsworth are really struggling with so far? They've had numerous chances, but they've just lacked the sort of the cutting edge that Hallam have.
I think it's probably the fact that I think defensively Hallam are a bit stronger, a bit more experienced. I think the way Handsworth are trying to attack by trying to pin the ball into Wells and then get the likes of Wood, Dunn and Dodsworth around him probably doesn't help Handsworth, as Wells isn't of the same physical profile as Ruthven, and that doesn't get Dodsworth or Dunn on the ball as much. And whereas a long ball for Hallam, you've got the likes of Wilson and Ruthven and Watson all playing off the second ball, and they're more likely to win it. There's a ball over the top. It's been cleared away by Di Girolamo and then pumped forward after the setback from Brownhill. As Fearon gets a touch onto it, it's composed in possession there by Owen Haig. Oh, and that's great. Little bit of skill there by Dodsworth on this right hand side. He's going to look to try and stand up start. tries to put it in from deep. It's a great ball, it's attacked, and it's a goal back for Handsworth. Brilliant play on the right-hand side by Dodsworth, and it's done. The captain, who gets Handsworth's first goal of the night, attacked it brilliantly at the back post. And Handsworth cut the deficit back to 1. It's Handsworth 1, Hallam 2. And I think all the credit there has to go to Dodsworth for creating, but brilliantly attacked there by the captain, Mitch Dunn.
Absolutely great play from Handsworth. It's just what they needed heading towards the break. They needed that little bit of sort of room to have a chance, and halving the deficit, it gives them some motivation now to try and build it, maybe get an equaliser before half-time. But good play from Handsworth. I just want to correct you. It turns out I've got my stats wrong. Second mistake of me of the night. It turns out it was Watson that's on 99 for Hallam. That was his 100th goal. Wilson does not have 99.
If only I'd have known before, could have been an even better commentary at us. But no, fair. It was a little bit weird how they had Watto 100 held up,
and yet we didn't believe them. And yet they go and watch every Hallam game, and we don't. There you are.
So not too long left of this first half. And Handsworth have certainly been the stronger of these two sides this last 5 or so minutes. They've just been attacking a little bit to the less advantage of Hallam, as they've been utilising the wings more with Dunn and Dodsworth, and it was those two who combined for the goal as Parkin looks to put it in from deep, and Laurie gets a touch on it. It's not being cleared away as Wells looks to try and stop Patterson from clearing, and Arabuin looks to just drop it off to Nelsthorpe, and that's a lazy little pass there by Nelsthorpe. It was brilliantly kept in there by Arabuin, and they're looking to attack down the left-hand side now are at Handsworth. Girolamo being put under pressure by Wells, and a win it back for the Ambers, but it's been cleared in the end by Hallam up this right-hand side now for Watson. Knocked up towards Wilson. He's going to look to try and back himself, winning that one against the number 5 Khan, but in the end it was a little bit of head tennis in there, and Parkin will try and distribute out to this right-hand side. It's brilliantly taken down there by Dodsworth, as he's got Cropper out to this right-hand side. He's going to put it in low. One touch, and it's a poor delivery. Really got to be trying to beat the Hallam first man, but it's another corner for Handsworth.
I do have to say the last 10 minutes Handsworth have been all over Hallam. Been able to attack in final third, which they've been lacking on doing so in the last half hour.
Dodsworth with the ball in. It's headed away by Patterson. Arabuin, it's a lovely touch, just a little bit too much on Hallam's pitch. He probably gets onto the end of that. There's Patterson up towards Wilson, chops it off to play the 1-2 there with Bradbury. Wilson's in behind. Can he go and score? It's a brilliant save by Parkin. And Wilson, I'm sure he would have loved to score against his former side. In the end, Parkin, that's his second really good save of the evening. And we've been talking about how Handsworth have ended this half the strong. Hallam could have easily been going into half-time at 3-1. Wells showing his frustration here as he's the only man to go and press. How crucial could that save be, though, come the end of the night, gents?
Really important. I mean, like you said, that could have been the sucker punch. That could have been game over. You go into the break 3-1 down, and it's a mountain to climb. The fact that he's kept it in it. We know Dylan Parkin's good. We know he's got that in his locker, and he's proved it once again for Handsworth.
And that is the last action of the half. And how vital could that save by Parkin be? But at half-time, it's here at the Handsworth Stadium. It'll still always be Oliver's Mount to me, no matter if they call it the Express Worktops or whatever it's called. It's always Oliver's Mount. In that half-time, it's Handsworth 1, Hallam 2.
the sooner they finish the M6, the better. It's only taken them 60 years.
The best thing to do is not to think. I just loved it from the off.
Shall we do it then?
Might as well.
He's willing to have a shot and have a go.
We didn't really show the quality that I know we've got.
To say he's come in for £4 million, one of the steals of the summer, really.
We're going to go up that season. That's not how football works.
Such a silly mistake.
Would you take the gamble?
Oh yeah, I think if I knew the answer to that, I think I'd be like best football manager in the world.
It's just that feeling that you want to bottle up and keep with you forever.
Do you know where bar is, mate? He goes, oh yeah, we don't serve alcohol in ground. What? Irish Premier Division. Oh God.
That's not allowed.
Is that not allowed? No. I was looking forward to the Sligo Rovers against Drogheda.
Sligo Rovers supposed to be quite good.
Both 9 points out of 11 games.
What you
9 points out of 11.
This is Football Forum.
Wednesdays from 9. Thank you very much, Callum. Plenty more to come from Callum Cheswick and from Ben Collins. As Callum mentions, half-time here, it is Handsworth 1, Hallam 2, and he's literally just caught me off guard there, but there we are. That's trying to do everything at once. Never mind.
Sorry, lad, I didn't realise.
Never mind. There we go. So yes, half-time here, Handsworth 1, Hallam 2. We're going to turn our attention now while the players get a bit of a break and refreshment. We're going to plough straight back into the weekend's action. It is preview time, and first up, because Sheffield Wednesday playing on Saturday, Sheffield United playing on Sunday. Let's get the thoughts of George Barber, who's on voice notes once again this week. Cardiff City up against Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship on Saturday afternoon. Aaron Ramsey taking on Sheffield Wednesday. An absolute worldie scored by him at away at Leicester in the last game. It is Football Forum live here on your preferred podcast provider. Much appreciating your company. We're live here from the Express Worktops Stadium, Oliver's Mount. Handsworth 1, Hallam 2 at half time. Well, we've got the commentary team here, Joseph Hadfield here alongside Callum Cheswick and Ben Collins. Going to come to Chesterfield in a second because Ben is involved in the wild card. Let's turn our attention excuse me. Let's turn our attention to Sheffield United. Callum, just the small task of Manchester City on Sunday afternoon, live on the telly. Obviously you'll be there. Unfortunately, this is not a case of what can Sheffield United do to the occasional viewer and really to most football fans. It probably is a case of
how many.
What do you make of it?
Yeah, it's one of them. I think Eckenbottom's mentioned it throughout pre-season that there are going to be some games where our best isn't going to be good enough, and obviously look at Manchester City treble winners last season. I mean, must admit they have gone into this season weaker than what they ended last season. Obviously, that injury to Kevin De Bruyne won't have helped their cause. But Jeremy Doku about to come in from FC Rennes in the Ligue 1, which will certainly help him. Whether he'll be in soon enough to start and potentially hurt Sheffield United remains to be seen, but it's still not a bad incoming to replace Riyad Mahrez. Obviously, we've seen that they've been potentially looking at Lucas Paqueta from West Ham, but obviously that's been put on hold while his potential betting case is being investigated. But overall, you just got to look at Manchester City as just a side, and well, they've got the most dangerous man in football, in my opinion, and that's Erling Haaland, and he only needs half a sniff, and it's 1-0 City. And no matter how you create chances, or no matter how many chances you create for him, you only need a half chance, and you put your money on him taking it. So that's the kind of test that United are up against on Sunday. They have to be a bit stronger defensively. I think Sheffield United, as I mentioned earlier, United's left-hand side and through dealing with crosses has been poor so far this season. From both fronts, every single goal has been a cross from the left-hand side. So United have to find a way to deal with that, but they've also got to try and find a way to hurt Manchester City. Obviously, we played in the FA Cup semi-final against them back in April, and could have gone 1-0 up, and that was from a set piece, and Iliman Ndiaye probably should have scored. Now, if that's kind of the route that United have to take and make the most of set pieces, then that's what United are going to have to do. And I think obviously being at home, you've got to try and give yourself any hope, any possible chance at Bramall Lane. But it's an uphill task, that's for sure. But you never say never, but I'll say it's unlikely.
Indeed. We're going to get score predictions very shortly because obviously unpredictable. Even if we leave the studio, we still have unpredictable. And the one thing I do want to mention, we touched on it in the Nottingham Forest review. Bid supposedly nearing acceptance, shall we say. Part of the medical looks to have been completed. Cameron Archer looking likely to be joining Sheffield United from Aston Villa. From what I understand, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, as you have been doing all night, Callum Cheswick, it's an £18 million fee, but it's essentially a minus £2 million loan. So essentially, that Aston Villa, if Sheffield United get relegated, Aston Villa will have to buy Cameron Archer back for £20 million.
So as far as I'm aware, actually, Ad, is from what I've seen, what I've been told, etc., I've got it as you said, 18 million for Archer. Yeah. Then Aston Villa, if United get relegated, Aston Villa have to buy him back for 16 million. Right. So Villa won't make a profit, obviously, if they have to buy him back for 2 million. They'd be giving him us for 2 million, basically, if they end up having to buy him back. However, if United do stay up this season, then there's going to be a buyout clause for Villa should they want it north of £40 million. And once United stay up for one season, well, if United stay up this season, the relegation clause doesn't count. So if they stay up this season, get relegated the next, Villa don't buy him back, pretty much.
Right.
So
okay, I'm with you now. You see, that's why we employ Callum Cheswick on Football Forum to provide these details that slip over my head. Anyway, Cameron Archer could feature on Sunday. There's obviously all the talk about Tommy Doyle and James McAtee, whether they could be returning, which one of them might be returning. Apparently Tommy Doyle might as well have bought a house next to Bramall Lane. He's that desperate to come back. But the attention looks to be with James McAtee. Cameron Archer, though, could feature on Sunday, probably will feature. What will he bring against the Manchester City side? Another body in the 5-0 drubbing? Hopefully not.
I think what Cameron Archer, if you compare statistics from last season and look at profiles and stats, metrics, whatever you want to say, he was the most similar player to Iliman Ndiaye last season out of every single player in the Championship. Obviously, you're not going to get a direct replacement. You aren't going to get all of Iliman Ndiaye's individual qualities, but what you will get is someone who can create goals for himself, that can create goals for others. All right, he is unproven at Premier League level, but someone who's well respected at a youth international. He's scored a couple of times for England in this past under-21s European Championship. He scored goals for Preston on loan the season before, scored goals for Middlesbrough last season, and him and Akpom was a really dangerous forward two come the back end of last season, and obviously he won't be playing off Chuba Akpom now. Obviously I think United would have liked that, but overall I think this is now kind of a chance for someone to play off Ollie McBurney. McBurney had Ndiaye, Archer had Akpom. Now they both got to make the best of that situation and try and get the best out of each other, because, like I say, Archer created goals for Akpom and McBurney created goals for Ndiaye through his movement, his hold-up play. So I think on the basis and looking at it, it could be a good match-up. Hopefully McBurney's back, because I think he gives us something different. However, I've been really impressed with Willis Sula as well. So just remains to be seen how Heckingbottom wants to set us up against City, how he aims to try and beat them. But yeah, I'd expect him to post some involvement and hopefully some dangers to a Manchester City side that's decent.
We shall see. Sheffield United's new number 10. Who knows? We shall see. So that's Sheffield United done and dusted. While I tell you what, while we're at it, it is half-time here at Handsworth. Handsworth 1, Hallam 2. Let's just bring you up to date with the other matches going on at this point. And I can't, because the website's not working. It just shows the games that are happening, so I can't bring you the half-time scores, unfortunately. But there we are. Rest assured that Football Forum will be back in some capacity. Ideally, we would have been at Hallam against Penistone Church next Tuesday, but work has put paid to that as the players come back out.
The Handsworth players have.
Right. Okay. Do we wait for unpredictable, or do we try and get it done now?
Let's try and get it done
Let's try and get it done now, right.
This is Unpredictable.
Unpredictable time, just to let you know on where we are. Ches, you are currently second.
Oh, nice.
185 points, because you got United and Wednesday spot on. Ben, you are on 75 points because you got Wednesday spot on at the weekend. George, though, he got 275 points in one go, thanks to the wild card, which means George leads. It's Callum second, Connor third, I'm fourth, Ben's fifth, Andy is sixth, alongside Josh in seventh, 35, and George Sanderson last with 20 points. As we go into round number 5 for this weekend's games, it is United Wednesday and the wild card. Due to internet issues here, it's Ben doing it, and I asked Ben to do it earlier on. Ben, what is your wild card, please?
Well, of course, it's going to be the Chesterfield game.
Altrincham against Chesterfield. Right. So let's get your wild cards. Right. Hallam are just coming out. Right, we'll do it as soon as the final whistle goes. That's where we are. We'll do the predictions as soon as the final whistle goes here at the Express Worktops Stadium. Right then, Ches, second half, and really it's a case of same old for Hallam. Handsworth, impressive towards the end of that first half.
Yeah, exactly, and I think there's obviously positive signs for Handsworth and John Froggatt. Obviously, they'll have seen that last 10 or so minutes as Handsworth being the better side. All right, they nearly did concede through Aaron Wilson just before half time, but ultimately, like I say, that last 10 minutes was saw Handsworth as the better of the two sides, and that's what they've got to continue with for this next 45 minutes. As for Hallam, obviously we know their threats, a really big physical dominant side who will look to make the most from set pieces, will look to try and play off the second ball, off the long ball. So Handsworth do have to manage that a little bit better, whether it's stopping a long ball from source or dealing with it defensively. But ultimately, it's a big 45 minutes because Handsworth won't want to lose ground on the top two.
I could really do with a Bovril about now.
So could I.
I think we could all do with a Bovril, but that'll have to wait. Right, Handsworth against Hallam, 2-1 to the countrymen at half-time. You're with Football Forum Live. Thank you very much indeed for your company. Handsworth to kick us off in this second half. You'll hear throughout this commentary from Callum Cheswick, from Ben Collins, Joseph Hadfield here, taking you through the first half of the second half. It's Football Forum Live. Handsworth 1, Hallam 2. The Ambers to get us underway in this second half. We are off and underway in the second half here at the Express Worktops Stadium. Handsworth 1, Hallam 2. Change of ends. And Hallam playing towards the railway end. Handsworth playing to the complete shutter services stand. And it's stand only in that stand. Free kick Handsworth on this near-hand side. And after all the first half preparation of knowing where the players are, it's now spun 180 and you've got to try and remember it. Never mind. Such is the life of a football commentator. Played up to this far-hand side. Hallam win it back. Kept in play, no, and Handsworth have this throw in. And Ben Collins, what do both sides really need in this second half, if that's not such an obvious question?
Well, to answer it literally, another goal for each side. But
I think Handsworth just needs to be a tad bit more dangerous in the final third. I feel like Hallam's been the real threat up at the top of the field, but ultimately they just need to carry on what they're doing. I hope Handsworth stop playing the long balls, let's just play one now and keep the ball on the pitch and maybe pass and move potentially, but just have to see what tactics are, don't we?
We shall indeed. Do you think, Ches, that the pass and move isn't working for Handsworth? Because as you said in that first half, Hallam have got the more technical players that can play the pass and move, whereas Handsworth are sort of limited to long ball a bit more.
No, if anything, mate, I think the opposite. I think obviously Alfie Dodsworth and Mitch Dunn are the technical players in this Handsworth side. They aren't physical, tall, powerful, whatever you want to call them. They're neat, tricky little players, whereas Hallam are physical, they are direct, and they are dominant both in and out of possession. So if anything, I think Handsworth, as Ben just said, needs to keep it on the floor, try and involve Dodsworth as much as possible, because he's been, and Wood, who's on the ball now, they've both been the main two threats for Handsworth, in my opinion.
So Wood with the ball here, played down the far hand side into the box, and a chance.
Good save.
Obscured vision by the assistant referee here, but he must have heard me. He's crouching. He must have heard me. Hallam with the ball here on this near hand side. Brownhill plays it to Watson. 100 goals for Hallam. Plays it back to Brownhill. Looking for Bradbury. He'll go back as far as start. Even further back, this is Nico Di Girolamo. Played long, looking for Brownhill. To no avail. Handsworth win possession back. Here's captain Mitch Dunn. Dunn playing long down this. He's going to go, and Dunn continues. Hallam clear the lines. Handsworth throw on this near hand side, far side of the pitch.
Yeah, and that big chance really for Dunn a minute ago. It came through, as I just mentioned, Dodsworth and Wood. It was Dodsworth supplying Wood. He got the ball in from the byline, and Dunn just couldn't finish a chance as he did so well in the first half.
On this near side, far side of the pitch. What am I talking about? Anyway, ball's played in and Hallam will clear. Down looking for Watson. What a strike! But to no avail. That's Harry Wood. 1 league goal so far this season for him, scoring in that 2-0 win last time out against Eccleshill. So Hallam opening the scoring early in the first half. That came incorrectly mentioned as me. I said it was Ollie Fearon. It wasn't. It was Brad Breetson, the number 4. He opened the scoring from a header in the 16th minute. And then Kieran Watson, he got his 100th league goal, as I'd incorrectly written down in the notes that it was Aaron Wilson. It was Kieran Watson, his 100th league goal for Hallam. His 100th goal for Hallam, I should say.
Nearly comes for you to touch that down then, Addis.
Not to be, sadly. I've left my boots at home. Hence why I'm in the pink shirt tonight.
Should be in the all black and refereeing this game, mate.
No. Parking with a punch away. And Handsworth just having to clear their lines. Corner for Hallam. And this is going to be a game of guess who the corner taker is, and just have a punt at it, because we've got no. Do you want to actually just go and have a look?
It was Ruthen taking him from this side in the first half. So
I was going to say, if you want to go and have a walk and have a wander and have a look, by all means. Corner comes in, Parkin misses it.
Crucial touch by the keeper there.
Oh, and still a chance for Bradbury. Still going Bradbury. 3 bites of the cherry. Brownhill goes wide.
It's 96,050. Ackham will come round and thank you all for your generous donation.
Mitch Dunn, the captain for Handsworth, he got the goal back for the Ambers late on in the first half. Nasty looking tackle there on that far hand side, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, I think it was on Wood. Just trying to see who it was. It was a little raised hand there. I think it was Robbie Stark who was looking to try and stop Wood from getting round him. And he did that, but caught Wood in the face in the process, right in front of the linesman. He'll get a question asked of him by the referee, I'm sure, as they try and get to the bottom of this and see what the right outcome is in terms of a card or anything like that.
Quite difficult to see over on this far side. Ben Collins, you're sat literally a row behind us, so you have the slight height advantage. Any nous on that?
No card shown, I can't see.
Well, the last time a card was shown in a commentary that we did,
we had no idea what happened.
And we called
it... Was that red? That was red.
Was it? Was that red?
I thought you were imitating that. I didn't.
No. I thought you were red.
Was it?
No, I don't think so.
I can't see. I mean, floodlights in the face is not helping matters, but we genuinely have no idea what's going on over on the far side. What we do know is that the Handsworth player that is down is receiving some treatment. But we can't say much more than that.
There's still 11 Hallam players on the pitch, I've just counted.
If in doubt, it's the simplest method. I wish people would stop walking past with pints in their hands. This is too tempting.
I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure if a card was given there.
All we do know is that it is a Handsworth free kick, about 40 yards from goal. Ball played in, looking for that equaliser.
Offside flag goes straight back.
You see, this is why we employ you, Ben Collins. This is why we employ you. Who needs a refereeing expert? We got Ben Collins.
Be on VAR duties next time. They've got it out eventually.
What do you expect our budget to be?
I've got my camera in my bag, I just need to record.
The cup final's probably the highest prestige game we're going to get on this programme. Ball played down for Hallam. Handsworth immediately regained possession, and Handsworth look up for this. Here is Dodsworth. This is to Mitch Dodd. It's an equaliser. It is a fantastic equaliser. The skipper at the double. And Handsworth restore level terms. As the rain starts to team down, this is exactly what I didn't need. Mitch Dunn equalises. It's Handsworth 2, Hallam 2.
Yeah, and Dodsworth to Dunn with the dink, doubles Handsworth, goal tally for the evening, 2-2, and brilliant goal. And as I mentioned to you right at the start of the second half, get Dodsworth on the ball because he has caused Hallam no end of problems this evening, and it's him who supplied the goal for Dunn. And really well executed finish, and that's him doubling his tally for the evening as well.
The one thing that we didn't want to happen on this Football Forum commentary is it has slightly started to drizzle and our equipment is out in the open. So this might make things a little bit interesting. We'll do our best. The equipment looks to be okay, and we'll do our best. I've left my jacket. I'll tell you what. While I'm trying to sort out a bit of cover, let's hand back to Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, no worries. That is free kick on halfway for Handsworth. I believe that was just Aaron Wilson there, a little bit late on Tom Cropper. Still no changes for both sides at the break as Handsworth take it quickly, finding the feet of Dodsworth in that right half space, and he's 25 yards out, pulls the trigger. It's just wide, got a touch on the way through. It's going to be a Handsworth corner, but they've started the second half at the end of the first, and Dodsworth really a tricky live wire that Hallam just can't deal with right now, and looks like he's going to be the one to go over and take this corner. So I think Adders is really trying to get his jacket out. It's stopped raining, I think, as well, but anyway, it's going to be Dodsworth to take this corner as Dunn's going over to show the short one. He's taken over duties from Dodsworth. So it's going to be done with the delivery now. In swinger, there's 5 in amber to aim for. It's headed away there by Patterson. Wood's going to try and get there for Handsworth and does. Feigns to go one way, then the other to get away from Iron Wilson. Plays across to Nelthorpe. He looks to try and play the switch ball out to the left-hand side. It's been cut out there by Jack Brownell, and Hallam will look to break, but Nelthorpe does well to prevent the 15 Jamie Austin. There has been a change at the break. It's just happened actually. It's Austin who's come on, I believe it's for the 19. Watson is inside. Fearing comes and his shot's blocked, and Handsworth will look to break now with Dodsworth infield towards Wells. Fix it round the corner. Here's Wood on that right channel. He's I don't think he's got a touch to that one. He's going to look to try and be stopped short by Start, and it's a Hallam throw. So yeah, just that one change to tell you about. It does look like it's Austin on for the 19, Kieran Watson.
Kieran Watson's night is done. Thank you to Callum Cheswick for covering there, and of course, as you said that, as soon as I got my jacket out and it stopped drizzling. Lovely.
And it's just started back up again.
Has it?
Very lightly.
Left hand side is done.
Taking no precautions here on Football Forum Live. Right. Thank you, Callum.
No worries, son.
So Handsworth 2, Hallam 2 here at the Express Worktops Stadium. That advantage, what advantage? You're right, Ben, it has just started drizzling again. Thank God we've got the cover. See, weather reporter, referee, what can't you do? Apart from support the right football team, that's by the by. Right. Corner coming in here, cleared out. It's properly tipping it down now. This has turned into a weather report, this. Never mind. There we go. Right. Substitution over on the far side, and I think it'll be one for each side. So that is Kieran Wells. His night is done. He's going to I can't see these quick enough.
It was Moxham coming on.
Moxham coming on for Kieran Wells for Handsworth. For Hallam, Callum Cheswick. I believe it was Jack Brownell coming off for Ricky Paler.
No, Adam Blakely.
Adam Blakely coming on, and Jack Brownell coming off. Confirmation of the substitutions there. Here's an idea. Just wait until the PA announces it, because he knows what he's doing. Darkness has descended over Darnell, or Handsworth. Handsworth with the Hallam with the throw. Hallam looking to win possession, but it has been all Handsworth since the start of that goal towards the end of the first half really has changed things, and then they've hit back with a second in this second half. And Handsworth are on top and have been for some time. Throwing the way of Handsworth once again. 5:18 here at the Express Worktops Stadium this evening. And really, Callum, what do Hallam need to do now? They've thrown a substitution at it, but Handsworth just looking the ascendancy.
I think you just got to weather the storm for now, to be honest with you, Addis. I think the main thing that Hallam have to do is stop Dodsworth from getting on the ball.
Chance here for Dodsworth, who did get on the ball. It's Fuchs. Over on this far hand side, Dodsworth once more, wearing shirt number 7. Dodsworth into the box. Hallam will get his head on it, and they'll be out on this far hand side with, I believe, Mitch Dunn, the captain. He's already got 2 this evening. Goal kick to Hallam. So Laurie with this goal kick then.
£96 and 5p on your collection, lads, ladies, and others. You're going to say that now, aren't you? And others.
Almost an hour gone here at the Express Worktops Stadium. Bit of rough and tumble, that one. Has that one hit your car, Ben?
Hopefully not. Got a fair bit of way to get to my car.
It's got even further still to get to my car, I can tell you that much. Blakely then, who's replaced Jack Brownell, he's over on this, taking up this right back position. Just sent long from Nelthorpe. That'll go back to Laurie, the goalkeeper for Hallam. Handsworth still in the ascendancy, just needing to get that winning goal now. Next goal is absolutely crucial here at the Express Worktops Stadium. Fuchs, Hallam win possession back here. Austin still, Austin! It's off the bar! Almost a third for the countrymen, Ben Collins.
Yeah, thought just about to dip in then, but just been, I don't know if it was tipped over to just onto the crossbar, but been pinged out and cleared away for a Hallam throw.
Callum Cheswick, that was almost inch exactly to Mitch Dunn's equaliser.
Yeah, Hallam's still coming forward.
In with the box again. Another good effort by Hallam, but this one to no avail. It remains Handsworth 2, Hallam 2, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, just going back to that chance, Jamie Austin's first real involvement of the evening, and very nearly a good one as well. Whether Parkin did get a touch on it, couldn't really tell from here, but really decent effort, but just not enough under the crossbar.
That's none of ours, is it? I believe. No one has a white Fiesta.
Well, it's not mine and yours, Hadders. We've got 2 red Citroens.
Yeah, exactly. That's a company car on Football Forum. Blue is an optional colour, if needed. Wilson over on this far-hand side for Hallam. Wilson looking for Watson, sorry. Hallam winning possession back once again. And Blakely going long, looking for Wilson. He'll find Aaron Wilson. Fearon. And a ball and a good chance. And deflected over for a corner to Hallam, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, decent little move there by Hallam, probably their best of the second half as a cumulative move through passes, and lovely little dink ball there to the back post, and it was the shot by Fearon, well palmed over there by Parkin.
So corner in for Hallam. In goes the ball. Straight out, back to Handsworth. I believe it is Alfie Dodsworth, and Dodsworth can clear this ball down. He plays it long, looking for captain Mitch Dunn. Mitch Dunn does have the ball, looking to play it through. This is towards... This is number 16. This is Moxham. Nelthorpe. In a cross, but no one there to receive, and it will be a Hallam goal kick.
Well, it's once again, it's there Dodsworth on that far side, just easing pressure and just easing kind of Handsworth's defensive worries, just being able to resist the press, resist the challenge, and in the end Handsworth, all right, the cross has gone too long, but it just gets Handsworth up the pitch and with a bit more quality as well. Been really impressed with Alfie so far tonight.
So ball played long here. Handsworth looking to counter that one. And, well, that one's in the trees. New balls, definitely, please. So Handsworth 2, Hallam 2 here at the Express Worktops Stadium. It is Football Forum Live. Much appreciating your company.
See, this is a little bit of a worrying sign for me. There's a couple of Handsworth players. Wood was just stretching down, and Mitch Dunn is also down on his backside, whether it's cramp or something else. remains to be seen, but hopefully it's nothing too serious for Handsworth to deal with.
Well, he's got a brace tonight, Mitch Dunn. He'd ideally like to make it a hat-trick, stay on, make it a hat-trick if at all possible. But we shall see. There will be a few minutes added time on top of the added time that we've already had for that earlier challenge. Mitch Dunn being moved over to the sidelines to take some necessary treatment. Swig of the drinks bottle. Nelthorpe, his drinks bottle went down his back. Can't say I blame him. I considered doing that with my Vimto pre-match as the train goes past. And Hallam barrelling like a train down here, tackle here. Iron Wilson taking a deflection, and it will be a corner kick to Hallam. One final thought, Ben Collins.
This is about to come to you. Were you going to say, was that a foul in your books or not?
I wouldn't trust him.
You're asking me?
Yeah. It was a bit of a tight 50-50 that from me, but we've got a corner now for Hallam.
Corner ball played in. Good effort from, I believe, Nico De Girolamo, and it's out for a goal kick to Handsworth. So, Handsworth 2, Hallam 2. We're midway through the second half as a substitution is about to be made. To talk you through that substitution and to take you up to 90 minutes, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, cheers, that is. Just trying to prepare to see who looks like it's going to be done to come off, and he's going to give the captain's armband to Sam Fuchs. So we'll see who's about to make way and come on a pitch for Handsworth. I guess it'd be Brandon Bagley, who was part of that Maltby side in the cup final that we covered at the back end of last season. No board has gone up, but just want to see the number open. He turns round, and it is the number 13, Brandon Bagley. Yeah. So as you've just heard on the announcement, it is his first involvement for Bagley. Wants to try and put it in from deep, and it's been headed away only as far as Bagley again. Midway inside the Hallam half, out to the left-hand side. Here's Wood in this left half space. Looks to drift inside and gives it to the now skipper Fuchs. Here's Amrabuin. And Bagley tries to flick it round the corner for the number 8, but it's been dealt with by Hallam. And Owen Hay goes back home to Dylan Parkin. And it's in towards Dodds with great touch. And well done. Has scored 2 tonight. I think he's been my man of the match so far, and it's another lovely ball out to his left-hand side now with Nelthorpe. Bagley on the apex of the Hallam penalty area, just can't get half a yard of space, and it's in the end come out for a Handsworth throw that Arabuin will drop off for Nelthorpe. The referee Ben Brighton's just forcing Nelthorpe back an extra few yards, so he can't pinch anymore, but here is this throw now. Nelthorpe into Wood on the turn, he'll strike, and connected with it well, a bit too well, and it's over the crossbar of Peter Lorry.
And Ben Collins, you obviously saw the Bags man in action, as he was nicknamed from his time at Maltby, Brandon Bagley, in that cup final defeat. And it's some signing for Handsworth, isn't it?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, he had an amazing game in the cup final that I saw, and he's been doing his part this evening.
So the flick-ons won by Patterson. It's Bagley now. He's brought it down. It's brilliant little bit of skill there to step away from 2 Hallam men. Out to the right-hand side now for Cropper. Puts it in low. First time it's attacked, and Handsworth lead. Brilliant ball in for the right-hand side. Brilliant play, all started from the substitute Bagley out to the right hand side. Brilliant ball across the face of goal and tapped home from 6 yards. Believe it was Moxon, but not 100% sure. But the most important thing here at Oliver's Mount tonight is it's now Handsworth 3, Hallam 2.
Yeah, brilliant execution there from Hallam, from Handsworth, sorry. Ben was mentioning just a moment ago how good Brandon Bagley is. And you were right, Ches. Aaron Moxon. Great bit of play from Handsworth. In there at the right place, right time. And Handsworth, from 2 down, have turned this game on its head.
Well, they've deserved it as it's Craig Nelthorpe down. He might need some treatment, but yeah, as we were saying earlier on when you asked me before, Radders, I think if Handsworth were going to get anything out of this game, it's by knocking the ball round Hallam, and that's exactly what they've did there. Ball out, well, lovely turn in the centre circle, ball out wide, and another low ball, pretty much exactly as Dunn's second of the night came. Ball right across the face of goal, so inviting. And all that needs to be done is just a decent contact right in front of the face of goal, and as long as Laurie's not in front of it, it's going to be going into the back of the Hallam net, and that's exactly what happened. Decent finish from Moxon. That was pretty much his first involvement as well, as Bagley with the flick on. Here come Handsworth again. It's Moxon there trying to lob it over Laurie, but just didn't get a decent enough contact as it's bowled out. And Hallam knock it long. It's been flicked on there in towards the path of Aaron Wilson, but he's lost out to Arabuin. Up towards Moxon, but he just can't look after it. Hallam have it back with their back line. It's been forced backwards there by the good running of Harry Wood. And it's De Girolamo up towards Watson.
Somebody run for him!
And that's a brilliant challenge in the centre circle again there by Wood, but fortunately for Hallam, they still keep possession. It's now with Nico De Girolamo again. Ball from deep, it's over the back line of Handsworth. Wilson's got to get onto the end of this from the byline, looks to play it in, and the Handsworth defence and goalkeeper all appealing for that's gone out of play, but nothing given by both the linesman or the referee, so Handsworth will continue to play on. Here's Moxon, the scorer of the third Handsworth goal, but he's given the ball away, and now Hallam will look to break through the centre of the park. Here's Wilson. Dropped inside, here's Ruthen. Cleared there by Khan. Headed away by Cropper, and again it's just play needs to settle down for either of these two sides. It's a poor touch there by Austin. He's lost the ball now, and Fuchs will come away with it, and Dodsworth will as well as he sidesteps Austin and wins a free kick pretty much right on halfway. So we're off an hour into this one now. Another change, and it's going to be Michael Trench to come on for Craig Nelthorpe. Not sure if he's seen the board yet. I think he might have, but he's just trying to buy an extra few seconds as he slowly trudges his way off. There is a Handsworth man down getting treatment. I think it's one of the centre halves. I think it's Henry Khan.
Just tie the shoelaces as well. Oh, and the other shoelace, that's it.
Well, the referee's not making him go over. That's because the referee's dealing with something else right now. He's dealing with that injured player midway inside the Handsworth half.
And it must be said, Ben, that obviously Hallam, 3 wins from 3 so far in this campaign. For them to go 2-0 up and to be staring at a first league defeat of the season, especially from being 2 goals up, That's a bit of a sucker punch, surely.
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, they've had a good, like you said, they've had a good run of form of 3 wins at the moment, and if they would have, well, potentially could have gone top at league this evening, but Handsworth has come out of the second half and absolutely torn the defence of Hallam apart. They've been all over the place, managed to stretch them completely wide and managing to exploit the gaps in between.
Yeah, another change along with that. Trench for Nelthorpe off has gone. Harry Wood to be replaced by Louise Alfonso. Ferreira, another man who's had a good evening. Harry Wood, Mitch Dunn and Dodsworth all being very proactive as a ball over the top. Here's Wilson inside the 18-yard box of Handsworth on this left-hand side, looking to create half a yard of space, but he's tripped over the ball, goes down, nothing in that. It's just poor play by Aaron Wilson. He'll expect better of himself there as he still stayed down. It's now with Patterson, breaks a line, lovely ball in towards Bradbury. 25 yards out, looks to send it in behind to Ruthin. But that would have been a brilliant pass if it had come off, but far too intricate. And in the end, Dylan Parkin will just go and claim. Looks like they've moved Dodsworth into a central role and put Ferreira out on the right-hand side. So Parkin looking long up towards Moxon. Patterson will mop up for Hallam. Down the line by Deja Alamo, being cleared by Trench. Only as far as Beatson. Ferreira, his first involvement of the evening as he skips away from start in towards Dodsworth in the right half space. He looks to try and get past 1 or 2 Hallam defenders, but they dealt with him well that time. In the middle of the park, out on this right hand side now, it's reverse pass in towards Ferreira, played across goal. It's a really dangerous ball. Right in that corridor of uncertainty by Ferreira, but just no one in amber to slam home from a couple of yards out. It was Bagley at the back post, but I think he was probably wanting Moxon to be between the goalposts, and if he was, it's 4-2 Handsworth.
And that really would be the killer blow. I mean, Hallam have looked excellent in their first games of the league season. To come here to go 2-0 up in the manner that they did, now to be 3-2 down, Handsworth have just been in the ascendancy.
Well, here are Hallam on the edge of the 18 in towards Austin. And this right corner, it's been set to the edge of the box, so it's a really poor effort by Bradbury. And what looked like it could have been a decent chance for at least get a shot on target. And it's been skewed over. And Handsworth can breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, a little switch off there from Handsworth defence. Couldn't tell you hit the ball, but let an easy. Bradbury, as Hadders has just pointed out. But yeah, just 3-man at edge of box and just managed to put it over as Parkin has just sat down, probably cramming a cramp or something.
Yeah, so it is Parkin down for now, and Handsworth will jog off to their manager John Froggatt, assisted with by Mark Ward as well.
The former Hallam man, one of Craig Denton's right-hand men last season.
Well, so far he's getting one up on his former employers. But this could be a worrying sign for Handsworth. Not too sure if they do actually have a goalkeeper on the bench. And obviously there is only 5 substitutes on the bench, but Parkin's up, he's on his feet.
I believe it's the Neil Warnock style of football.
Yeah.
No keeper on the bench.
But yeah, Parkin's up, and he looks mobile enough for now. So it's going to be Parkin to take. 36 minutes into this second half. That's a late challenge by by Sam Fuchs, and he gets the evening's first card. It was a late one there on the Hallam skipper, Patterson right on halfway, and that's why he gets the game's first card from Ben Brighton.
Yeah, nasty one that from Fuchs. You can see the aim. It was within reach, but it was just a bit too late.
Yep, so it will be a Hallam free kick. It's Blakely to take. It's in from deep. It's been flicked high into the air, but cleared even further there by Cropper. Here's Ferreira looking to skip away from the Hallam man. It's been put in from deep. It's been headed away there by Haig, only as far as Blakely. He's been put under pressure by Bagley as Rutten concedes possession on Dodsworth. That's probably his worst moment of the night, that, as his first touch takes him out of play and for a Hallam throw. So as I mentioned, we're now 37 minutes into this second half, or 82 minutes if you want to be a full pedantic of your full 90. Listening to
hint, cough, cough.
The Shoe Football Forum. It's Handsworth 3, Hallam 2. So Hallam have a throw, and it looks like Handsworth are going to make their final change of the evening, as Craig Mitchell is going to come on to replace Alfie Dodsworth, creator of that first goal of the night, and a huge influence on the second and third as well. And they could be 3 vital goal involvements come the end of the night, as Handsworth look to try and take all 3 points off of Hallam.
Well, that's our Bovril out the window.
Yeah, it is.
Blakely with this throw. It's been dropped off to Di Girolamo. Looks to put it in from deep. It's over the head of the 15 Austin, into the grateful grasp of Dylan Parkins. So not too long left in this one, and Hallam are going to have to at some point throw the kitchen sink at this one, as Parkin long up towards Moxham. But again, the Hallam long ball, it's just far too easy to deal with now for Handsworth. They've dealt with that well. It's now with Bagley. Feigns to go on the outside, then in the inside is Moxham now. Turns inside the area. It's the 15 Trench in the end, who's ventured his way forward into the 18-yard box, but a poor effort in the end.
Oh, Hallam sub.
And it's Hallam man down for now. It's Di Girolamo, I believe. And it's again the Hallam medical staff have to come on and make sure that he's okay to continue.
What I'm saying is,
Hallam still do have a couple of changes to make. And still Callum Ward and of course Daniel Poodle, the former Sheffield Wednesday defender, yet to make their way onto the pitch this evening. But Di Girolamo's okay to continue. Of course, it could be a like-for-like replacement anyway with Pudil, who plays at centre-half for Hallam. Does look like they do want to make a change though, Hallam. So just wait to get confirmation, see who that is. And it looks like the number 3, Daniel Start, is going off, and so is the number 9, Scott Ruthen. So that's all of Hallam's changes as well, as Scott Ruthen and Robbie Start make way. And Hallam have this last 10 minutes to go and chase an equaliser. Wilson concedes possession. Now he's down the right hand side looking for Ferreira, but it's been possession conceded. There was actually a third change in there as well, as Patterson has gone off for Ricky Paler as well.
So the captain going off for the ex-Ambers captain.
And Hallam looks to try and pinch the ball back in the middle of the Handsworth half, as Bagley goes down under pressure from Blakely. Out to this left-hand side now, though, with Trench down the left-hand side. He's looking to try and pick out Craig Mitchell. And the referee's not giving a little contact there. It's across the face of goal. It's a brilliant touch from Brad Beatson, and the referees not seeing that. It looks like handbags from Mitchell, but it's certainly enough for a free kick in my opinion. Referee thought against it, and well, if Handsworth had scored there, don't think that will have gone down too well with the Hallam coaching staff, as it's going to be a Handsworth throw-in over on that far side. Unless it took a knockout for a corner, which it might have actually.
It looks like a corner.
Yeah, it's going to be a corner for Handsworth. Still throwing bodies forward, still 5 in there. It's towards the back post. It's being picked up by Cropper on this far side, puts it in low, and it's a poor ball, but it's not high into the dark Sheffield evening sky. And it's head tennis in there, headed back in by Haig. And it's a high foot there, appeals for a penalty, nothing given. Limited contacts as the ball out to this left-hand side by Khan to Cropper, now with Bagley. Looking for tricky feet, and it's a poor pass inside, and there's Bagley manages to win it back inside. Here's Cropper! It's offside in the end. But, well, a couple of high feet in there, shall we say. I suppose consistent by the referee not to give either of them. And the ball has left Oliver's Mount, and
that's off down the 57.
Yeah, it goes. Could be back on the parkway by the time you get a new ball. But we do now, so it's Pudel with it on that far side. Long throw into the Handsworth area as Wilson brings it down, looking to try and get just a little moment to pull the trigger as the hands of Adam Blakely are raised, and Bagley gets a nudge in the back, and Handsworth get a free kick. And not sure if you could hear, but I think there were a couple of Hallam supporters making it known that they aren't too impressed with the referee's performance this evening, and that free kick was taken well in advance of where it was initially given, as Aaron Moxham's going to go and chase that one down. Can't really see too much of the action as there's quite a few heads in the way, but can see from the referee's indication that it's going to be a Hallam throw-in. As we approach the 89th minute of the game, there's still harried and harassing by Moxham for Handsworth, and it's going to be another Hallam throw right in their own right corner. And if anything, they want the ball up this opposite end of the pitch. Long throw, looking for Blakely. As a strong challenge there twice there by Sam Fuchs, as Wilson goes down under the pressure of Henry Khan. And it's positions like these as Parkin could easily go in the book there. You just kick the ball away, and it looks like Aaron Wilson needs treatment. And, well, with no substitutes left, they'll be hoping that he can be mended enough to at least see out this fixture, as we aren't too far away from seeing how long we get of added time. It's getting close to a stage of now or never for Hallam to go and get a leveller in this one. Aaron's holding his face, doesn't look in most comfort, but he's trying to make his way back to his feet after a little bit of treatment, a little bit of magic spray, that always helps. But I'm sure this will, I think it's an indication of 5 minutes about it. Was it 8?
8 added minutes.
No way.
Well, yeah, 8 minutes out of time. There's certainly more than enough time for Hallam to go and get an equaliser. Aaron Wilson's going to make his way off on this near side, pretty much right in front of us. There's 6 in Hallam blue that I can see, but the referee is just pulling a couple of players to one side to have a little chat with. I don't think he's too happy with the handbags in there. It's Khan and Fearon, I believe. So it's the 16 Pudel, plays it short round the corner,
Clever.
Inside the 18-yard box, in towards the 11. Oh, and it's a shot by Ward. It's been half cleared. Here's Ricky Paler, drops it off. Here's Pudel onto his left foot. He's going to look to try and put it in from deep and does so. It's a decent looking ball. It's headed away by Khan, and as far as Cropper on that far side, but he can't clear it. And Khan's being dragged down there by someone in Hallam blue. Couldn't see who it is on that far side. I think it's Digirolamo, if my eyes aren't deceiving me.
Few handbags coming out here at the Express Worktops Stadium. 0-0. I do apologise. Handsworth 3, Hallam 2. We're glad it's not a 0-0. We give Callum Cheswick a little bit of a breather. Joseph Hadfield here taking you through until full time. Handsworth 3, Hallam 2. Hallam, remember, 2-0 up on 40 minutes. Before a Handsworth resurrection, I'm sure Josh Chapman can come up with a pun intended along the lines of John Sheridan with that from previous series of Football Forum. And as Callum says, all substitutes used. Now it is just ticking that time down. Hallam throwing everything at it for an equaliser. Handsworth throwing everything for a fourth. And to take these 3 points for certain, as a lot of standing fans down on this this near side on the further half away from us. Not sure what is going on as of there. Believe it will be a Hallam throw.
Handsworth, I think.
Handsworth.
I think Trent's going to take it.
Handsworth with the throw. The challengers have got more violent. Is that the appropriate word?
Aggressive.
Aggressive. That's probably better word. As another one, just a pointless shove in the back. And Handsworth win the free kick. Excuse me. Into 8 added minutes here at the Express Worktops Stadium. Football Forum Live. Handsworth 3, Hallam 2 on this Wednesday evening in late August. Charcoal skies, floodlights. What more could you ask for?
Above road.
Yeah.
It's not even that cold.
I think more for the throat rather than the warmth, shall we say. There's a pint with my name on it when I get back in the house. Fearon. Hallam throwing everything forward and they've got to go for it. Bradbury. Corner ball. I'm sure we must be at least 3 or 4 minutes into the 8 added on. We are indeed approaching 5 minutes now. It really is now or never for Hallam if they want to get something out of this game. Remember, Hallam, 100% record in the Northern Counties Eastern League Premier Division so far this season. Corner coming in on this near side. Bradbury from 20 yards out. Play it over onto the far side. Ball comes back in. Surely, can anyone get a head on it? No, it goes onto a Handsworth head. Pudil going for it. Pudil, no, this Digirolamo, I do apologise.
Great ball.
Great ball.
Good ball from Digirolamo. Onto the number 11, Callum Ward. Back over onto the far side. Into the mixer once more. Can they get a head on it? They can indeed. Can they follow up? Shouts for penalty. Nothing given by Bren Brighton, the referee. Play continues. Bradbury goes back to Laurie. And up towards Wilson. Handsworth again with the long ball. That's all they need to do, just get it out of the house.
Nailed on that.
Laurie with the long kick downfield.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to get him.
Hallam still trying to throw everything at it. but that is a Handsworth throw-in.
Yeah. I think it was...
Some question marks over whether that was the whistle. We believe it wasn't, and play continues, Callum Cheswick.
No, I think it has been given as a free kick. In fact, I think it was Callum Ward. He had a bit of a hold on the shirt of the right back, Tom Cropper. So Parkin's gone across to take this free kick, which is quite dangerous. If he shanks this, he's left his goal wide open.
And we know how good Hallam are at getting forward. The free kick is taken, but Handsworth win it again. And for all this that we've been saying, we've been giving the plaudits to Hallam over how good their transitional play has been. Handsworth have been the far better side in this second half. Here come Hallam with the chance. It goes behind. It will be a goal kick to Handsworth. The referee gives one look at his watch, and surely we are just about there.
Just over a minute. Whether Mr. Ben Brighton wants to add any more on, though, he's well within his right.
We'll bring you full post-match reaction here from the Express Worktops Stadium. That'll be out before you've heard this commentary, so do give us a follow and a listen. Available on your podcast provider. Football Forum is all you need to search. Shoved to the ground from the Handsworth man, but play continues. And I think the referee is more just letting this game flow a bit more, keeping the play going, not wanting all silly little stoppages. Few whistles calling for time, but the only one that matters is the man in the middle. He does blow the whistle, but it is a free kick to Handsworth.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what Craig Denton says in his post-match, because, I mean, I'm not sure if you'll be able to pick up from the microphones, but around us there's some disgruntled Hallam supporters, and I think I've seen him appeal for a few.
Well, a first defeat on the cards for Hallam as things stand. Goal kick, Hallam. Laurie has got to go for this. He's got to get it up long. Shouts for the whistle. It will be the defender to take this goal kick. Goes long. And there we are. Hallam takes defeat for the first time in the league this season. Handsworth get their third victory of the campaign. It is 3 back-to-back victories for the Ambers. The first for them, where they've scored more than 2 goals in a game. Their first 3-goal haul of the game. And what a 3-goal haul it was. Hallam getting 2 for themselves, racing into that 2-0 lead. And they thought, well, that was that. Not so. Mitch Dunn with a brace. And Aaron Moxham off the bench to score the winner. After 8 minutes of additional time, we have a victory. And it comes in Sheffield 9 for the home side. Final score here at the Express Worktops Stadium. Handsworth 3, Hallam 2. Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, perfectly summarised. Hadders, I think it was overall. Just one of the Hallam fans walking past, so the referee was a disgrace. So, like I say, it'd be interesting to see what the Hallam management say about this. But overall, I think Handsworth were fully deserving of the victory. To be honest with you, I thought they grew into the game, got the better players on the ball throughout, and in the end, they played the better football. They exploited Hallam's frailties defensively more often than Hallam exploited Handsworth's frailties defensively. So yeah, fully earning and fully deserving of the 3 points in my opinion. And if I were going to give the man of the match, I'll give it to Alfie Dodsworth. He might not have scored any of the goals, but overall he was absolutely fantastic tonight. Ran everything that was good about Handsworth's performance, and it looks like Craig Denton's having a word with his team on the pitch before they go back into the dugouts. I'm sure he's not too pleased that his side gave up a 2-goal advantage and ended up losing the game by 3 goals to 2.
Bit of backache for Ben Collins as he rejoins us on the front row. Ben, obviously the Football Forum man of the match tonight going to Alfie Dodsworth. What did you make of that? Because we didn't hear much from you for the last 20 minutes, but that's because it was that action-packed. We couldn't really come to you. What did you make to the game?
Hallam obviously was the strongest out of the two in the first half. I mean, Handsworth struggled to try and get their foot in the door in their final third, but for Hallam, they absolutely tore it apart. Good job Handsworth got that goal just before half-time, because it would have been a vastly different game to what has just played out. And obviously, the last 20 minutes of the game has just been a constant pinball machine with balls going up and back down again. But very well played for Handsworth in second half. Can't fault them really. Like I said earlier, tore the Hallam defence apart and really exploited their weak points.
Indeed. Right, Handsworth 3, Hallam 2, post-match reaction to come here from the Express Worktops Stadium. Before we do sign off this evening, let's just run through those predictions ahead of this weekend's matches. The rest of the team have already made theirs in advance. You've already mentioned, Ben, that the wild card will be Altrincham against Chesterfield. That's going to come in a second. Callum, Cheswick, first of all. Sheffield United against Manchester City.
I'll go 1-2. I'll go 2-1 City. I actually think United will score. 2-1
to Manchester City. I've already noted my prediction earlier. 3-0 Manchester City.
I'm going to go 2-0, sorry.
You're changing 2-0.
I don't think we'll score.
It is allowed. So 2-0 Manchester City victory for Callum. Ben, we'll come to you next. What are you going for? Sheffield United against Manchester City.
I'm going to be a bit brave here and go 4-0 City.
4-0.
I feel like Callum's going to have a field day.
Brave.
4-0 to Manchester City. So odds of that are 10-1. So that's what you're playing for. 2-0 City is 5-1. So not high here on the odds. Points, you know how the system works. Listen back to a previous episode if you want to work them out. Cardiff against Sheffield Wednesday. I nearly said I've gone 17-2. It's definitely not that. I've gone 2-1 Cardiff. Aaron Ramsey to get a brace. I can see it incoming. Ben Collins, what are you going for?
I'll go 1-0 to... oh God, how's it escaped me? Not to Sheffield Wednesday.
So, to Cardiff?
Yes, to Cardiff.
So, Aaron Ramsey, yeah. Callum Cheswick.
2-0 to Cardiff City, as is legal.
That's getting changed this season on Football Forum. Right, we finish with the wild card then. So you only get the 5 points for the result if you get it, because obviously you predicted it. Ben Collins, Altrincham against Chesterfield.
3-2.
2?
Chesterfield.
3-2 Chesterfield. Are you feeling positive about this weekend then?
I'm feeling positive, but our defence has switched off a couple of times this season. We saw it against AFC,
Oldham
and Oldham as well. But
and Filed.
Yeah. Both times it switched off. We shouldn't have really conceded 2. Filed. Is that how you say it?
Filed.
There we go. Yeah, we shouldn't have conceded 2, but overall, like I said earlier, we've been positive. Going a hub, so I'm more than confident for 3-2.
3-2 to Chesterfield. I'm going 3-1 Chesterfield. Callum Cheswick to finish us off.
2-1 Chesterfield.
2-1 Chesterfield. Well, that is as far as we go this evening. My immense thanks to Callum Cheswick and to Ben Collins for joining us. Before we do go, I'll just bring you up to date if the scores have come in. They haven't. That's absolutely wonderful. And it means Knaresborough Town remain top of the Northern Counties Eastern League Premier with that 100% record on 15 points. It does move Handsworth. They will be up to 9 points and a +4 goal difference. So Hallam will still be above them. And actually, we'll have Hallam... voice crack. We'll have Hallam, Penistone Church and Handsworth all with it in, I think, 3rd or something like 3rd, 4th and 6th, which is immense. Anyway, that is it from us. We're back next week on your usual podcast provider. Post-match reaction to come from here. But the Ambers victorious on home turf. Hallam tasting defeat in the league for the first time this campaign. We hopefully will have the reverse fixture of this on the day after Boxing Day. We shall see. But from the Express Worktops Stadium, from Callum Cheswick, from Ben Collins and from myself, Joseph Hadfield, thank you very much indeed for your company on Football Forum Live. It's good night.
the latest from the Steel City. This is Football Forum.